This right here, this is how you make a wireless gaming headset. Trust me, you're going to want to stick through this one. But first, let's go and take a look at what you can get inside your box. Of course, you're going to get your headset. Over here, you're seeing some replaceable ear pads. These ones are fully pleather inside and out. The other set is going to be the soft mesh weave that you see on like the Black Sharks or the Steel series. Very nice, soft and plush. You're going to get your USB-C to A charging cable. Get your detachable microphone with included pop filter. You also get your detachable 3.5 cable and then some paperwork. And you also get this little shortcut guide, which I'm going to leave right here for a second so you can look over and kind of spoil everything that this headset's packing. So let's go ahead and kick this off by talking about comfort. And I want to put this headset on the scale here so you can see the weight. Hopefully you guys see that with my lights. We're getting 296 grams. And this headset is not heavy at all. Very, very nice and well balanced. Now, as far as the ear pads, as you can see, you kind of have that egg shape right there. They're plenty long and plenty deep. Hopefully you guys can see this in the camera right there. Plenty long. And then again, as far as the width, they do get bigger up towards the top and then get a little bit smaller. But as far as me, they fit the ears perfectly. My ears aren't touching the drivers or getting pinched anywhere. And also as far as glasses, I mean, very nice, soft and plush. You're really not gonna have any issues with these. And then again, of course, you do have the replacement set, which is fully pleather, which is not my favorite. I honestly didn't really want to use these because they just hold in the heat a little bit much. That's my personal preference. Of course, they are gonna hold in the sound a lot more and that bass a lot more, but I just love the soft, plush sports weave material ear pads. And as far as the headband, on the outside, as you can see, it says Republic of Gamers out there. It's got like that pleather material all the way around the side to the top. Coming to the inside here, it can be a little deceiving because it's not padded on the sides where that cloth is. It's really just up here in the middle. Plenty of padding, but I wish, again, manufacturers start making the padding going all the way around in case someone has a bigger head. So again, they're not going to be pressed with the side right there. But for me, again, this was perfectly fine right there. And I really like this top bit. It just gives it a real nice premium feel. And as you've been seeing, there's tons of adjustability with this. As you see, you got full swivel, a little bit forward right here, actually more than many other gaming headsets forward. And then again, that totally flat. Then your ear cups, again, they go in and out. As far as adjustability, right over here on these tensions arms, and it's not really like that clicky, like really like step that we've seen in a lot of gaming headsets. It's not that smooth motion pull like you're kind of used to in, say, the new Steel Series Novas or the Black Sharks. It's kind of a mixture of both. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but it's like you got the tension in the steps in there. It just feels really nice and you can get those precise adjustments and it doesn't move on you at all. So sticking on the topic of comfort, I want to roll into build and mesh these together. And as you've been seeing with this headset, it's got that fork kind of similar to like Steel Series headset where it comes around and then goes up in there. Hold on, I got a pair of Steel Series right up here. So you can see this, again, that fork over there, come over here. Seen a lot of companies kind of steal that from Steel Series. They've been doing it for a while from even their previous Arctics. And you might be curious, is that going to get loose? It feels pretty firm over here on the Asus. I can show you on a Steel Series that it is significantly looser. And why I think we're noticing that is on the Asus, where you're seeing it being silver here up into the arm. This is all metal going from there up to here. I think if they made the ear cup metal, it would have been even better. But when I take this headset, stretch it, twist it up, I don't get worried one bit at all. And again, it's not really bowing out over here. I don't get worried. For example, let me take the Steel Series one, stretch this out. Just watch the ear cups to the headband. See how they kind of arch in a little bit? And you can see it over there. You got a little bit of that kind of flexing over there. So you're dealing with plastic, 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 plastic on this. When over here on a key point of stress on gaming headsets, when you're constantly taking it and putting it on, like you're not going to be here going like that. I do that so in case mine breaks, you know, okay, that's a weak point, let me be careful. But taking a headset, you're going to take it and constantly put it on and pulling it out from there. The only other reinforcement point they could have done better is right in here. Only time will tell, again, how that is going to hold up. And I would say my one complaint about comfort in the build here, which is nitpicking because it doesn't really bother me, but I am a big fan of floating headband designs. As you see with Odysseys, again, Steel Series, Meze does, many companies do the floating headband design now, and I absolutely love it. I feel like they could have gave a little bit more plushness here, or the floating headband design on this, because again, it's someone with a bigger head. I don't want that to be poking them in the side. But for me, again, it's not an issue. It's just something that would have made it absolutely perfect for me. But still, as is, the build and comfort of this headset, hands down, stinking cozy, A++. All right, so now let's talk about all of these features and functions. And as you can see with the little cheat sheet I have out here, you can look over that and see what all this headset is packing. I mean, it has a lot going on. As you see, you got detachable microphone, which I'm about to give you a listen to once we dive into the software. You have your detachable 3.5 cable, which you can use, and you don't have to power on the headset. But looking at the buttons on the headset over here, as you see, you got your microphone volume, as you see over here, increase volume, decrease, and then mute. That's actually your mute switch. You press it in, and then the microphone will be muted. Over here, you have your 2.4 and your multi-function button. Here's all the options you can do right there. You have your power on button, charge button. Right up here is that microphone port where you can put it in there. And as you see, it's kind of notched out so it doesn't move on you. Over on the other side, you have your volume button for Bluetooth, or your volume wheel for Bluetooth, up and down. This is your Bluetooth button and also multi-function on Bluetooth. And then you have that 3.5 port. Now, before we dive into the microphone test and take a look at the software, a couple other really cool features on this headset. Number one being the battery life of up to 110 hours going via 2.4. That is awesome to see. And you actually get 15-minute charge will give you 11 hours of battery use. Like, holy smokes, that is phenomenal. As far as it being Bluetooth, and you saw the multiple controls, like you had 2.4, then your Bluetooth control and multiple buttons. Yes, it is also simultaneous Bluetooth, so you can listen to your game and your music at the same time and actually control both of them. The only other headset I've seen with this were the Corsair Virtuoso XTs. Like, holy smokes, thank you, Asus. Now, I totally forgot to show you the dongle that comes with your headset since it is a wireless gaming headset. As you see, it's just this tiny little USB-C dongle, so it's not going to take up a lot of space or block other ports on your PC or console that you're using. Absolutely love it. And it also comes with an adapter, your A to C adapter. Bam, you can plug it right in there and go into USB-A if you need. I stated this in just about all of my videos, like, why don't gaming headsets include this? Like, they should all have this. It's almost like Asus has been watching my videos, because this headset seriously has like everything I say gaming headset should have. I think I might be in the wrong business. You all hiring over there, Asus? All right, so let's go on and get into this mic test, and that is exactly what you're hearing right now. And while we're going over this, I'm gonna take a look at the software with you guys. And we all know Armory Crate, like Asus. Hopefully you guys are out there. Like, please simplify Armory Crate. We don't need to make it look like we're launching a rocket here or something, you know what I mean? Like, let's make it a little bit more simplified, separate these up. Let us just control our devices, right? Rather than having to go into all these other options. Anyways, once we select our headset, again, it's still here. It could be streamlined a little bit more and a little bit, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Whatever. Audio over here, you can see you got your equalizer. You got some presets set in here, or your customs. This is the custom I use on it. My basic smiley curve. My treble is actually pulled out a little bit more than my bass. Again, this is personal preference, but you do got some presets over there. Virtual surround sound. You all know that's not something I like. Reverb, this sounds absolutely ridiculous. I don't like sound morphing things other than a basic EQ. Now, you got some bass boost and voice clarity, which is one I leave on. It just brightens it up and makes it really nice and natural sound. Compressor, I don't use. Over here, you have microphone as far as noise gate, which I can turn on right now. Let me unplug my, let's go on and turn noise gate up to 62. I'm typing on a keyboard right now. Seeing what that sounded like. Now I'm turning noise gate off. That was me typing on the keyboard. Perfect voice. Let's go and try that out. It's set to 0. Let's get right up around the 50% mark. So this is perfect voice on 0. Let's see what it's like at 100. So this is perfect voice at 100. Now we have perfect voice off. Coming over here to settings. Over here, you see you got playback, channel mixer, if you're using any of that, volume, and then your bit rate. You can see we got 96, 24. You have side tone if you want on or off. I wish there was a way to turn this on or off on the headset. That would be something I would really like over here. And then, of course, your recording. You get a basic listen to it. Voice prompts. You actually have different languages, and then just a sound. It's real soft voice in there, so pretty nice. I really like it. Your lighting, as you see in the RGB on the outside, you got some preset effects over there. Your brightness, I only keep mine at 10%, and it looks pretty darn good. It's just nice subtle back there, so it's not going to eat away at the battery. You got your power as far as your idle whenever you want it to power down and such. Basic firmware update. So the software, it has everything you need. I just wish Asus would simplify Armory Crate and not shove so much stuff. Like, every time I log on here, I got like 20 different updates, you know what I mean? So I wish they would just simplify it and make it just for their devices and then for their PCs, so on and so forth. You know, Asus, please do that. But the software, it has everything you need and it does what you want. And another really cool thing about the microphone, again, other than the mute button right back there, so you can always feel it. It's on that wheel, so you know when it's muted. But I'm going to go to mute it right now, and you can see the light ring around it. The cool thing is that that light is all the way around the stem of the microphone. So even though you got this pop filter on there, you still get that mute light. When a lot of companies have put it on top, so if you want to put one over it, well, you can't see the light. These are things I always stated. Like, this headset just keeps getting better and better. I haven't listened to this microphone playback yet, so hopefully that's still good. All right, so I just listened to those microphone playbacks. And by the way, you are listening to the Asus microphone right now still as well. And why I'm letting you listen to it again is when I was listening to that playback, my plosives and my P's and T's, as y'all know I have quite a bit, they were definitely prominent right there, and it was a little bit in your face. And I had the microphone really close to my mouth, like probably around here. So what I wanted to do is pull it out here, but rather than redo the microphone test and kind of fluff it up, I wanted to leave that microphone test there as well. So if you are a loud, just passionate speaker like myself, you know what that sounds like. But I wanted to try it with the microphone pulled a little bit further away from me in my room. I got a fan running there. My PC's chugging. This light is chugging with a fan inside it. And it's just a basic game room, not a crazy studio with all sorts of sound dampening. So I wanted to give you that raw test as far as how did it sound before. And now after we listen to that, how does this sound as well? So you can get that real, true, raw difference of the microphone. All right, so I just listened to that follow-up mic test right there, and it sounded much better. And again, I just wanted to leave that raw, real first mic test in there, as some people are going to say, again, just pull it away, pull it closer, whatever. It depends on how you speak. And I wanted to really show that with the microphone test, leave the bad one in there still, so you can know, okay, if I speak louder, pull it further. If you're a little more quieter, you can pull it closer to you. But when I pulled it away, for me, again, being a passionate, louder speaker, pulling it away, I think it sounded pretty darn good. Much better than that recent Kraken V4 microphone. Whew, that microphone was bad. All right, so this headset is on an absolute win streak here. I mean, it's hitting the ball out of the park in each segment, in my personal opinion. But now to one of the most important ones, being sound. And if you're curious about my EQ, go back to the software with that microphone test, and I show you right there. Pretty much basic smiley curve. I do put voice clarity on, and then I drop my bass down a little bit and pull out my highs. Kind of like what I've used to do in my older previous gaming headsets, but I still pull my bass up a little bit. I'm playing The First Descendants and getting back into Diablo a bit lately, actually. So again, games with chaos, but still dialogue and different weapon sounds and stuff. But I don't play FPS games, as y'all know. Really a little bit of X-Defiant here and there, but nothing to really speak upon. But as far as a headset, it's using 50mm drivers with frequency range of 20 to 20,000. And let me tell you, the core signature of this headset is perfect. I mean, it is just balanced for, again, the games that I'm playing. I'm not getting too much bass, not getting too much highs. When I actually got in here and dabbled with my EQ and pulled the stuff out, it came to life a whole lot more. But out of the box, you got that nice manageable sound, kind of you're used to like with SteelSeries, the new Nova lines, right? But when you come over here and dabble with it and play with it, you can really pull it out a lot more, get a lot more of that detail. So me playing Diablo is really cool because you're walking around through there, and again, you hear your footsteps, but you can actually decipher and separate the footsteps going through puddles, and you're hearing that water sloshing and stuff. And even when you get in a battle, you still heard the dialogue. But I will tell you the one thing about sound, talking about that in a battle here in dialogue, like yes, the battle would sometimes be a little bit more prominent than the dialogue, but I'm not talking like where it's muffling out the dialogue and you can't hear it. It's just that the battle would kind of overtake it and be prominent at it, even though you could still hear your dialogue. So as far as separation of sounds, maybe a little bit of an issue right there, but again, nothing deal breaking, nothing that ever had me sitting there like, I got to take this off because I can't hear what's going on. Again, it really gave me everything I want. And I think once you boost up that voice clarity like I have right there, you pull out that dialogue a whole lot more and you get that nice balanced, just natural, true sound that I think will personally work across any type of game. And I did do a very short test using the fully pleather pads. As you all know, I do not like fully pleather pads. I live down south. I mean, it's hot in this room right now with these lights on. It's probably 100 degrees outside, so it gets hot. I do not use pleather pads. It just gets too stinking spicy in there. But yes, these will hold in that sound a little bit more, give a little bit more immersion, a little bit more bass and body in there, as it will on any gaming headset. But with this, it's still blocking out. With these cloth pads, it's still blocking out a lot of those environmental sounds with my son or my dog barking or whatever. It still blocked out those sounds pretty darn good and didn't let a lot of sound bleed out. I could still use them at night. So again, the cloth pads are my go-to, but if you want to really close off your environment and get a little bit more immersion, you do have those pleather pads. So now that I got you all excited, pumped up, and ready to go pick up the new Delta 2 gaming headset, there's one other thing we need to talk about, and this might be where this gaming headset could fall off for you, being the MSRP of $230. Yes, that is expensive, but if you sit here and pick apart everything we just talked about and everything I showed you, from the comfort, the build, the features, the functions, the sound that this headset is offering, I truly think it is worth it. Would I like to see it cheaper? Heck, I'd like to see every product cheaper, you know? I'd love it at $175. At $200, I feel like would have been a sweet spot. Maybe that extra $30 is kind of like their cushion. Okay, they'll mark it down during the holidays and stuff around $200. And if you see it at $200, I say instantly snag it. It's doing everything. But still, at $230, I think it's completely worth it. It has everything that you would possibly need or want on a gaming headset. I absolutely love it. Digital high five Asus on the new Delta 2s.